Good afternoon, or good evening, or good morning to any of our international friends. Welcome to the presentation of this year's NDSA Excellence Awards. I'm Stephen Abrams from Harvard University, and along with co-chair Krista Oldham from Texas A&M, and the rest of the awards working group, Samantha Abrams from the Center for Research Libraries, Lauren Goodley at Texas State University, Graf at Yale, and Kari from the University of Pittsburgh, we're happy that you've joined us today to honor significant accomplishments within our community of common concern and practice. The NDSA Award Program was established in 2012 to recognize and encourage innovative achievement in the field of digital preservation stewardship. Earlier this year, we announced a change in the program name from the Innovation to the Excellence Awards. This was intended to emphasize the comprehensive scope of the awards program towards exemplary actors and activities in all areas of long-term stewardship. In particular, we've added a new award category for sustainability, recognizing the fundamental importance of ongoing activities ensuring the adoption, safety, and persistence of digital systems, services, and collections. Another change this year is a closer relationship with the Digital Preservation Coalition's own biennial awards program. In order to encourage greater diversity of viewpoint and consistency in evaluation, we've agreed to cross-pollinate our respective juries. So we are delighted to have welcomed Sharon McBeacon, the DPC Head of Workforce Development, to our deliberations this year. More information about the awards program is available on the NDSA website at the address shown above. This year, we received a very robust 29 nominations for 26 nominees. These represented a wide array of worthy individuals and endeavors. While making it somewhat difficult for us in the judging, this nevertheless is a very good sign for the digital preservation community, as the breadth, depth, and quality of the nominations is absolutely indicative of the continued maturity and robustness of the field. It takes many people to make these awards happen. In particular, we'd like to thank Alia Reich at Clear DLF, as well as Tricia Patterson, Jessica Neal, Monique Lasserre, Angela Fritz, and their colleagues on the DigiPres Organizing Committee for streamlining the entire Excellence Awards process. Thanks also to William Kilbride, Sarah Middleton, and colleagues at the DPC for their eagerness to cooperate with us, and Sharon McMeacon for participating on this year's jury. We'd also like to offer our gratitude to Digital Bedrock for their generous sponsorship of DigiPres and the Excellence Awards. Next, Samantha Abrams will present the winner of the Future Steward Award. Samantha?
Thank you, Stephen. Each year, the National Digital Stewardship Alliance recognizes future stewards, both students and early career professionals, making an impact on advancing knowledge and practice of digital preservation stewardship. This year, we recognize Daliana Milcazanova in the Future Steward category. A PhD candidate at Arizona State University, Daliana Milcazanova is recognized today for her work on multiple projects, including curation and translation in support of A Journal of the Plague Year, an archive of COVID-19, created in response to the needs of Indigenous partners during the pandemic, and assistance to a partnership between Kaushada, tribal archives and Arizona State University, in which she explored new tools and software to help preserve, manage, and provide access to digitized material to increase access to Kaushada history. Alongside archivists from the Kaushada Heritage Department, Daliana worked with Merkurtu developers to create a site to satisfy the needs of a digital library featuring important tribal governing documents, reports, photographs, maps, and shared her knowledge of best practices to make Kaushada history accessible to tribal citizens. Her work, alongside her studies, demonstrates ARENA's advocacy for community-driven research that adopts Indigenous methodological and analytical frameworks and contributes to advancing knowledge across a variety of fields. ARENA will now accept her award.
Hello, my name is Daliana Milcazanova. I'm a PhD student at the Arizona State University. Greetings from the ancestral lands of Akimel, Tohono O'odham, and Peepash people. I am thankful for the NDSA recognition of my modest effort in the field of the digital preservation. Let me tell you a story that explains my dedication to this work. Imagine sitting in a shallow boat in the sea, in a complete fog. The fog is so thick, you cannot see the palm of your hand in front of your face. Women and children aboard are crying, fearing to be drifted to the open ocean without food and water. Here I was, ready to graduate with my life science degree, completely disoriented and desperate. There was a Nephi fisherman in this boat who saved our lives. He found a way back to the land in the zero visibility. I'm here today because of Nephi fishermen's skills and cultural knowledge how to navigate waters. I'm grateful and humbly accepting the NDSA award to be a good steward and to serve the communities who preserve the traditional knowledge for centuries before the technology became available. Thank you.
Greta Graf will now present the individual award. Greta?
Thank you, Samantha. The NDSA Individual Excellence Award honors individuals making a significant contribution to the digital preservation community through advances in theory or practice. Today, we recognize Kate Murray in the individual category. Kate Murray is a digital projects coordinator in the Digital Collection Management and Services Unit at the Library of Congress, where she leads the federal agency's Digital Guidelines Initiative Audiovisual Working Group and the Sustainability of Digital Formats website. Kate previously worked at the National Archives and Records Administration, where she specialized in standardizing and documenting moving image and audio formats. She has served as a member or in a leadership role for several professional committees or organizations, including the EMEA Preservation Committee, ISO Standards Committees for PDF and EPUB, the Mellon Foundation Digital Preservation Coalition Task Force on Technical Approaches to Email Archiving, the PDF Association, and the DPC Executive Board. Kate has had a profound impact on the field of digital preservation, as noted by her nominators, who said, nearly everyone working in digital preservation has benefited from Kate's expertise, whether they know it or not, due to the breadth and impact of activities she participates in. She is a nexus, a sharer, and a champion of good work taking place throughout the field. Kate will now accept her award.
Hi, I'm Kate Murray from the Library of Congress, and I'd like to take this moment to thank the NDSA and its members for this most unexpected but very appreciated award. It's truly an honor just to be nominated, especially by my peers. I consider myself a steward of not so much the shiny and the new, although those projects are fun to be sure, but more of a supporter and a champion of the long haul and long tail digital preservation projects. Thanks to those that came before me and those working with me now, the Sustainability of Digital Formats website has been going strong for 17 years, and FAGI, the federal agency's Digital Guidelines Initiative, for 14 years. We've accomplished a lot. There's always more to do to help with new challenges and also to keep up with foundational work to make sure it's relevant and current. NDSA holds a special spot in my heart, as I was the co-chair of the Standards and Practices Working Group for a few years back in the early days. Collaboration, knowledge sharing, and capacity building are some of the best parts of my job. And NDSA is a shining example of this done right at a large scale. Again, a sincere thank you. I continue to be humbled and moved by the generosity of the digital preservation community.
Next, Lauren Goodley will present the Organization Award winner. Lauren?
Thank you, Greta. The Organization Excellence Award recognizes those organizations providing significant support, guidance, advocacy, or leadership for the digital preservation community. The Stewards Award is given to the Digital Scholarship and Initiatives team at Appalachian State University. The Digital Scholarship and Initiatives team at Appalachian State University has a strong history of building and maintaining partnerships in the Appalachian region, including partnerships with communities that are less documented and underrepresented. The team's multi-year commitment to digital scholarship projects that focus on diverse regional perspectives have made a significant contribution to the community, region, and the field of Appalachian studies. The DSI team supports documenting diversity within the region so that the public can access hidden collections about historical and underrepresented populations and cultures. For example, a local Rosenwald school in Cherokee Aniya material culture. This is a small team and one of the few within the library that operates without a budget. Despite this, the team has been awarded grants from the NEH and the Mellon Foundation to tackle digital projects that focus on the Appalachian region. The awards committee was impressed by this team's example of simply doing the work, showing how a group of experts working together and providing support and services to their constituents can advance the field of digital scholarship as well as the historical record. The organization award will be accepted on behalf of the Digital Scholarship and Initiatives team by team coordinator Pam Mitchum.
Hello, I'm Pam Mitchum, Coordinator of Digital Scholarship and Initiatives at Appalachian State University. On behalf of my team, I would like to thank NDSA for honoring us with the Organization Excellence Award. We are thrilled to be chosen for this award. My team certainly deserves it for their dedication and commitment to documenting and preserving the history and culture of the Appalachian region's historically underrepresented populations. We have multiple areas of service. My team provides services for digital preservation and access, digital scholarship, digitization, copyright, fair use, intellectual property, scholarly communications, publishing, and metadata. Scholarly communications supports the entire research and publication lifecycle, including copyright, open access, emerging technology, and scholarly production, and repository services. Digital project management focuses on student, staff, faculty, and community projects and the creation of digital exhibits and collections. We digitize most analog, audio, video formats and scan documents and photos for our Special Collections Research Center, as well as campus faculty, staff, and students. Our metadata and services include development and oversight of metadata standards and policies, metadata creation, remediation, and enrichment, and coordination with the Digital Public Library of America and the North Carolina Digital Heritage Center. We also maintain a digital dark archive for long-term preservation and maintain and provide access to the library's digital archival collections and original faculty and student digital scholarship. And we do all of this without a budget. So I say thank you and congratulations to each of my team members: Agnes Gamble, our Head of Scholarly Communications; Matt Ransom, Digital Preservation Strategist; Thea Rice, Digital Projects Librarian; Adam Sheffield, Digitization Specialist; Jonathan Candelaria, our Digital Applications Developer; and Ashley Green, our Metadata Librarian. Thank you all, and thank you NDSA for this honor.
Next, Stephen Abrams will announce the project award winner. Stephen?
Thank you, Laura. The Project Excellence Award honors projects whose goals or outcomes make a significant contribution to strategic or conceptual understanding necessary for successful digital preservation stewardship. This year's award goes to the Beyond the Repository Toolkit project. The Beyond the Repository project was funded by IMLS to investigate and facilitate interoperation between local repository systems and distributed digital preservation services. The Project Toolkit assists cultural heritage organizations in selecting and tracking materials submitted to such services. It approaches this not just as a technical and curatorial activity, but also one implicating important administrative concerns regarding resource staffing, allocation, and internal institutional advocacy. In addition, the toolkit supports the operationalization of the project's general recommendations and best practice guidance in terms of specific instructions for implementing that guidance. These are structured as 3 conceptual modules comprising 12 topics and accompanying exercises and worksheets. All materials are intended for use by the widest diversity of curatorial institutions, aspirations, and levels of maturity, and they were developed by a working group representing a range of private, public, academic, and archival perspectives. Given the reality of limited resources available to any preservation program, the appraisal and selection of content for long-term persistence is a critical milestone in the preservation lifecycle. The toolkit is a conceptually sound but eminently practical instrument providing effective and productive support to the preservation community in achieving stewardship objectives. The project award will be accepted on behalf of the Beyond the Repository team by project co-lead Lauren Work.
Hi everyone, I'm Lauren Work and I'm thrilled to accept the 2021 NDSA Project Excellence Award on behalf of our stellar Beyond the Repository curatorial team for our work on the Distributed Digital Preservation Toolkit. The team consisted of Laura Alagna, who served as our fearless co-lead with myself on the toolkit, as well as Nance McGovern, Aaron Gilchrist, Lori Lee Moses, and, not pictured here, but no less important, Corey Davis and Cinda May. This project, which was part of a larger IMLS grant, consists of modular, practitioner-focused topics to aid organizations with their needs for the selection of content for distributed digital preservation. We really worked hard to create a toolkit that would be useful for any size organization at any step in their distributed digital preservation planning process. We also built a feedback form into the OSF page, linked here, to gather feedback through toolkit use from practitioners. Please let us know what you think. A number of thank yous are in order for this project and this lovely award. First, thanks very much to IMLS for funding this project, as well as the original planning grant led by the University of California, San Diego and Northwestern that shaped this work in the first place. Thanks very much to the community of digital preservation practitioners who gave us early feedback and guidance for the shape of the toolkit. And thanks, of course, to NDSA and the Excellence Awards Committee.
Next, the Sustainability Awards will be presented by Krista Oldham and Kari May. Krista?
Thank you, Stephen. As mentioned earlier, the Sustainability Awards were created this year to recognize those activities whose goals or outcomes make a significant contribution to operational trustworthiness, monitoring, maintenance, or intervention necessary for sustainable digital preservation stewardship. The first of this year's Sustainability Award goes to the Bit Curator Documentation and Training Committee. Over the course of the last few years, the Bit Curator Documentation and Training Committee, part of the larger Bit Curator Consortium, undertook a significant maintenance effort to update, document, and provide workflow guidance to open source Bit Curator software, as well as the suite of other tools available in the Bit Curator environment. While this work was completed by Bit Curator community members, the documentation is open to all users and represents a significant investment in an often overlooked component of sustainable digital preservation stewardship, the maintenance of technical and community documentation. The award for the Bit Curator team will be accepted by co-chairs Amy Barish and David Sorella.
Hello, everyone. On behalf of the Bit Curator Documentation and Training Committee, we are honored to accept this NDSA Excellence Award in recognition of the work done by this committee and the Bit Curator Consortium and community as a whole. I'm Amy and I'm joined by David. We're here representing the work of 4 other committee members, Jess Farrell, Katie Martin, Satya Miller, and Hannah Wong, whose energy and commitment to the Bit Curator community has been instrumental in our committee's major revision of the environment's documentation and training materials. Our committee's goal has been to develop and sustain Bit Curator documentation and provide resources and guides that could be useful to those who might be jumping in and using the environment for the first time. With the past year and a half of telework, Documentation has been incredibly important in helping those working from home set up a virtual machine or run reports on disk images that were created on site. This past year and a half has also taught us that sustainable documentation cannot be one size fits all. It needs to account for different users, projects, and approaches to digital preservation strategies.
We'd also like to acknowledge the work of the original Big Curator Environment Project for the creation and development of the environment, Big Curator Consortium, Educopia, all of our community members that have taken part in the ongoing maintenance of the project, and all of the users of these tools that have informed the development and expansion of the documentation. We are honored to be in the company of so many other wonderful institutions and projects. Thank you to the NDSA Awards Committee and to our colleagues who nominated us. We are thrilled to accept this award.
The final Sustainability Award will be presented by Kari May. Kari?
Thank you, Krista. Another Sustainability Award honors the PKP Preservation Network. Founded in 1998, the Public Knowledge Project, PKP, is a multi-university research and open source software development initiative seeking to improve the quality and reach of scholarly publishing. PKP developed Open Journal Systems, OJS, in 2001. This application has improved access to research and become the most widely used open source journal publishing platform available, holding over 10,000 journals from publishers worldwide. In 2016, PKP developed the PKP Preservation Network, PKP-PN. This network is integrated with the OJS to offer a low barrier route to the preservation of these journals for free. PKP-PN ensures journals that are not part of any other digital preservation service, such as clocks or Portico, can be preserved for long-term access. This preservation network currently preserves 61,943 issues from 2,490 journals and adds nearly 400 journals each year. By providing a low barrier open source digital preservation option, the PKP-PN is a significant contribution to the sustainability of open access scholarly publishing.
The PKP Award will be accepted by Associate Dean of Libraries for Digital Strategy, Mark Jordan.
Hello, everyone. My name is Mark Jordan. I'm Associate Dean of Libraries for Digital Strategy at Simon Fraser University. On behalf of the Public Knowledge Project, I would like to thank the NDSA Excellence Awards Working Group for recognizing the PKP Preservation Network, or PKP-PN as we call it, with this prestigious award. Underlying principle of the PKP-PN is that it provides digital stewardship for journals that may not otherwise have access to a similar service, while making it as easy as possible for journal managers to have their journal's content included in the network. The PKP-PN is a distributed preservation service and would not be possible without our partners, each of whom hosts a node on our LOCKSS network. Those partners are Indiana University, EKT, the National Documentation Center in Greece, the Ontario Council of University Libraries, Simon Fraser University, University of Alberta, University of British Columbia, University of Pittsburgh, and University of Victoria. I would also like to acknowledge the LOCKSS program at Stanford University for supporting our service. Thank you very much.
We will now conclude our presentation ceremony with some final words from Krista Oldham. Krista?
Thank you, Kari. That completes the presentation of the 2021 winners of NDSA's Excellent Awards. We thank you for watching and hope you will join us in giving an exuberant congratulations to our awardees. We encourage you to follow up in learning more about their activities and the ways in which they have had a profound beneficial impact on our collective ability to protect and make available our valuable digital heritage. On behalf of the entire awards working group, please enjoy the remainder of the DigiPres conference. Thank you.